if a boss is telling an employee that if you miss out this week, you're going to get fired. And the person says, okay, I'd rather be fired and have Emunah in HaShem that he'll give me another job, a better job. Now, should he take advantage of that opportunity that allows him to work? Because technically, if he's going to get fired, that's a loss, so he should go back to work. Or should he not work? Should he not work? Relying on his emunah. Relying on his emunah. That Hashem is going to provide one way or the other. Now, the reason why I said the answer is not a one-size-fits-all is because it all depends on the person's emunah. It depends on the person's emunah. What is it like? Somebody came to Rabbi Yisrael Misalant and says, Rabbi, pray for me to win the lotto. And the rabbi says, how much is the lotto? He says it's a million rubles. I said, okay. If you do this, and this, you're guaranteed to win 1,000,000 rubles. So the guy says, so how do I do it? He goes, you have to have emunah. You have to have emunah that Hashem's going to give you the 1,000,000 rubles. Okay. So the guy bought the ticket and is praying and he's doing all types of things. And he's waiting for the day. Now, a day before, since he already quit his job, he says he believes. He quit his job, he quit everything. He says he believes that, Rabbi Yisrael Misalan says, if I do ABC, I'm going to win 1,000,000 rubles. So what do I need to work for? So he tells his wife, I quit my job. And the wife says, okay, so we don't have any money to pay the rent. You want to sell? He goes, yeah, just sell whatever we have. We're going to buy new stuff. He's already prepared to buy himself a little castle already, because even though he doesn't have the money yet. Why? Because he has a ticket in his hand. So a day before the lotto drawing, comes to the rabbi. He says, Rabbi, it's the big day. The big day's tomorrow. What's happening tomorrow? It's the big day. They're going to tell me I'm going to, $1 million, 1,000,000 rubles. And the rabbi says to him, and you believe you're going to win? Sure, the rabbi said, if I have emunah, I'm going to win. Right? He said, yeah, you're right. So you believe? He said, yeah, 100% I believe. 100% you believe? Psh, wow, what emunah you have. He says, you know what? I just thought, Rabbi Yisrael said to him, I just thought, why take the risk? Why take the risk? Let's share the risk. What do you mean, Kvod Harav? How about this? You have a ticket on you? He goes, yeah, it's right here. Oh, shows the ticket. Oh, the ticket. How about this? Let's share the risk. I'll give you 500,000 rubles right now, and you give me the ticket. You don't have to take any of the risk. What do you think? He says, Rabbi, you do it for me? Sure. What do you want to do it or no? He says, 100% right now. Here, Rabbi. Rabbi says, go back to work. Go back to work. Go back to work. Why, Rabbi? Why? He says, if you really had emunah, that you had $1 million in your pocket, you would not sell it for $500,000. So your emunah is fake. You just don't want to work. The emunah is like, you want to believe, but you don't really believe. So that's the answer. The answer is not if we believe Hashem's going to help, or this or that. Do you really believe? Do you really believe? And that's something that you're only going to learn on your own skin. Now, sometimes a person is unhappy with their job, so in reality, they can't wait to get fired. But they want to say, no, I'm going to get fired for the sake of Hashem. I'm going to get fired for the sake of my marriage. I'm going to get fired for the sake of... Buddy, relax. You don't want to work there anymore. No, who are you kidding? Hashem knows what's in your heart. Sometimes the woman really has belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they do it. It's not an easy test. I say that, if a person truly has 100% emunah, not at that moment, but he's already exemplified living with that emunah, or near it for at least a little bit of time. He's had some big tests and he's passed. She's had some big tests and she's passed. already for a period of time, close to this time, and you want to elevate yourself even further, okay, chavod, I'm never going to tell you not to. Sir, go and do a mesirut nefesh for Hashem. Go for it. But to try, your whole thing out, day one, no, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea, because what ends up happening is that a person tries out these big steps, puts on these big boots on day one, and he slips and he falls on his face, and then he ends up hating God for it, as if God did it to him. No, God knew that you were just a joker. He knew you didn't have Emunah. You just wanted a different job, and you ruined your own thing. So that's not a good idea. So you have to, use the Torah as the Torah tells you to use it. And you have to also be realistic with yourself. You can't pretend that you are Moshe Rabbeinu when you're not even a Shu yet. You can't pretend that you're Rabbi Akiva when you still don't know how to spell yet. You can't, you have to be realistic with yourself. And, that's the thing. But again, if you want to elevate yourself, it's necessary to take these big steps from time to time when you're ready to take those big steps. If you know for sure that you're not going to question anything, meaning you're going to quit, or you're going to say, listen, I'm not going. And if they fire you, you're not going to care for a second. It's not going to change your mood for the Chag. Because if it's going to change your mood for the Chag, it's not worth it. Okay, that's one. Step number two. After they tell you you're fired, you have to visualize all this in your head. After they tell you you're fired, you're still happy like this. Happy, 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 right? The whole Chag. On top of it, after you go back into the market, after the Chag, everybody says, no jobs. You get a report in the news networks, no jobs, unemployment skyrockets, nothing. Pretty much, your job was the last job on earth. There's no other jobs in the world. You're not going to be unhappy. You're not going to have Emunah. You're not going to have any questions for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're going to be okay? Go for it. Go for it. But how many among us can do that? We have to be realistic. So again, if you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu 100%, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will make it so that you're gonna do well. But again, you have to be realistic with yourself. You have to push when it's necessary to push. Personally, I don't think that it's necessary for most people to push that far, because most people don't have such jobs where they'll get fired in today's world, especially in America, where the jobs will fire them for not showing up for a religious holiday. And one of the reasons is because every job is scared of being sued for religious persecution. Especially in America, they're very, very scared of being sued. So, because if your name instead of Elchanan, instead of David, instead of Moshe, your name was Mustafa, Muhammad, or Ahmed, and you told him, listen, I have my Ramadan, and I'm going to fast for 40 days, and I'm not going to work, and I'm not going to do anything, and I'm going to bring my carpet in the middle of your boardroom over here and pray every day, they're not going to tell you a word. Why? Because they're scared of religious persecution. So that's the thing. Most jobs, most companies are not going to be take the risk of firing you. It's not like it was 70, 80 years ago when people get fired every week for not working on Shabbat. But again, it's is Hashem going to ask you to take certain steps? Sure. But again, only take those steps if it's absolutely necessary. Only take those steps if you know that you can handle it. Don't push too far and put yourself in a situation where, okay, you wanted to do something for Hashem, but you ended up becoming miserable, depressed, and anxious the whole holiday. Because you're losing more than you're winning. You're losing more than you're winning. If you're gonna find out you're fired, but then the whole holiday you're gonna be anxious and depressed, what do we gain out of this? It's not a mitzvah anymore. You understand? So that's the thing. It's a case-by-case basis. Case-by-case basis. Can't be a one-size-fits-all answer.
B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach, we're very excited to offer you the new Bezrat Hashem app 3.0. It's a newer, faster app, full of Torah, lots of Kedusha by the Shiurim that we do, myself, Rav Ephraim, Rav Chaim, where you'll have also newer features where you're able to use the app while you're using other applications on your phone. You'll be able to share the lectures directly from the app. You'll be able to donate online and support our Kiruv and our Torah work that we're doing. And the most exciting feature is that you'll be able to actually ask questions directly on the app and get answers from the rabbis directly from the app. This is something unprecedented, and Baruch Hashem will be able to offer it. Thank you again for all of your support. Check it out. Make sure you have the kosher Torah that will re-energize your neshama each and every single day. Call to B'chava Tzlacha.